Trash bin talk.
Hello everybody,
Yes,
my name is Raccoon Bro VA and welcome back to another episode of Trash Picks Talk. And we are recording this a week before Ruby vs. Maka comes out. Spoiler alert, that sentence I said about in the last episode, how we're probably gonna put this out the same weekend that episode comes out, that aged really, really badly. And yes, I have seen the comments pointing that out.
You're welcome.
Not our fault.
So, since we're gonna be having a little bit more time to do that, and as well as a bit more time to catch up on Soul Eater, let's talk about some other matchups we want to see. And to start us off, we have a little trailer.
FTS Deathmatch Makers present.
Ooh.
Okay.
Another trailer.
Gara.
It's Gara versus Cara. Yep.
Nice.
Oh.
I wanted Gara versus Tough too. Oh.
These guys are pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Not to be insulting, but it took me a second to realize it was two different characters in the video.
Yeah.
That's how.
They do look very similar. Yeah.
Damn, Toph got one hell of a transformation.
Jesus. This is my Super Saiyan form. All right, take us through it, Flip.
Gara versus Charlotte Katakuri. This I.
Oh, I thought that was Crocodile.
Oh
Do you
my
know
God.
how many things that comments I had on that trailer saying, "But Crocodile exists and he's a better man." No, he's not. Look,
Preach
I will
it.
say this.
Honestly, based.
I'm fine with a matchup being solely based on power set. That's fine. But if a matchup is based on power sets and like thematic connections, then it's even better. Like I did not
Based
come up
opinion.
with this. I was told about this on a different server, and then basically like I haven't really watched Naruto that much, but I know Gaara, obviously, super cool sand guy, and like I am very familiar with One Piece, so Katakuri is one of my favorite antagonists. Not gonna call him a villain. He was not a villain. He was just trying to protect his mom, and just got pissed that basically, I've watched too much movie where I know Goofy. A crackhead essentially ruined his mom's big wedding thing. So
Okay.
Describe
which is basically what happened. Yeah. So
I object.
yeah, I mean that's essentially what happened.
Wow.
Don't want to spoil anything, but yeah.
Mhm.
So both Gaara and Katakuri were treated like monsters as children. Katakuri because he has that split jaw type thing. Then they both have the ability to morph granulated material. Katakuri, sand, obviously. I mean, Gaara, sand, obviously. Katakuri has the mochi fruit, which wouldn't be dangerous on his own, but he also has haki, which can harden it. So he's basically like, he's essentially just like a more malleable version of whatever Luffy has. I mean, until,
Yeah.
You're fine.
But so, yeah, both act as fierce protectors and leaders for their quote-unquote nations. Gaara has his, and Katakuri's is the Big Mom Pirates. He's notorious for, like, never falling in battle, never lying down, always standing up. Like it said, both are heralded as untouchable by their people, even their siblings. And then, of course, after the series protagonist gets involved, they're proven that they are less than perfect.
Yes, a solid
So-
humbling.
Right, and then both having similar powers. Gaara has his sealed beast, the Tanuki thing. And then, like I said, Katakuri basically has, like, Luffy's powers. And, like, this one, just the malleability and, like, different varieties, like, constructs and powers that both of them make this just, like, super, like, a unique fight. And also, like, as I said there, the whole angsty edgelord goodness. God, I love it.
Please no Green Day references in this time.
Lord, no.
It's just so cheesy.
No, it's gonna be full My Chemical Romance now.
All right.
Anyway.
I get it.
Imagine going from Green Day to My Chemical Romance. There's basically this guy.
Hmm.
Boy.
Don't slander my favorite bands.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the and like just I don't know. It's just this is another one of those fights that I really like the idea of. I know Naruto and One Piece have been kinda almost done to death, but like this, like Bowser versus Eggman, this is one of those ones that I'd be fine bringing back the rivalry for.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, you say that, but like, One Piece only had like what 3 episodes on Death
That
Battle.
is true.
I think so, yeah. Because
Yeah.
the rest
Yeah,
was
one
Sanji.
Zoro, Ace, and Sanji. Yeah.
And
one of them was
Episodes,
only
two
one
against
piece Naruto.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
And Ace was brought on just to fucking die.
yeah one
And also, one
yeah
of the
before
episodes was bad.
Rock Lee versus Sanji, it was they were kind of doing One Piece versus Fairy Tail as a like trying to push that as a rivalry. But
Well,
but they only
that's
but they only
always
ever
been a
did
comparison.
but they only ever did 2 of them, which is so weird
I
to
just
me.
know One Piece and Naruto is kind of like a legacy rivalry.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
in that case,
Oh, and something
they need to
funny
capitalize
here-
on that then.
Yeah, and I do want to point out something, Carrick. You mentioned how they were trying to push One Piece versus Fairy Tail. Well, apparently, fun fact, during the waiting period with for Zoro versus Erza,
Yeah.
like the One Piece and Fairy Tail subreddits actually made a deal that whichever character won the episode, the respective subreddit has to change their banner to look more like their rival series. So like, given that Zoro won, the Fairy Tail subreddit had to be known as like another One Piece subreddit for like a week straight.
Just an
That's
Man,
funny.
I sure do feel
Yeah,
bad for
that's fun.
I sure do feel bad for that subreddit, considering the fact that that episode came out and then a week later Urza got a feat that completely changed the verdict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. True.
Aged pretty
And then
bad.
apparently Zoro got a feat that like made it retroactively correct again. But then planet level Fairy Tail is a thing now, and I don't think
Yeah.
One Piece, or at least like I don't think Zoro specifically can reach planet level.
Long running
that's
series,
the-
go Burr.
That's a
Yeah.
different discussion. But
I
back
think
to
it's
this.
just, I think
Never
it's
mind.
just like. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that like it's funny that like this is not a knock against the matchup, but as someone who doesn't know that much about One Piece, it is funny how there are so many matchups that I'll see with just like these One Piece characters. I'm just like how big is One Piece? How many characters are in this series?
A
Yeah.
lot of characters.
So
It's the
many.
longest,
A lot.
it's the longest running anime ever made.
Dude,
1,000+ episodes with like maybe 10 or so new like characters introduced in each one.
Dude,
It's
to put it
Holy
in
crap.
perspective, Katakuri is a son. He has like 49 siblings.
he
God.
They all have a unique
And
personality.
you meet almost all of them.
yeah, but only
Oh
like
my
10
god.
Of them are, only like 10 of them are relevant.
Imagine
Yeah,
if
only 10 of them matter, but it's like that's just how big Big Mom's family is.
Oda-
And
Oda
how-
has-
That's still 1/5.
Imagine if 101 Dalmatians happened and like we had to
Oda
learn the
has
name of every
kind
single
of-
dog.
He kind of has a
Uh-oh.
habit of introducing like 100 new characters, and then like if people like them, he'll focus on them in future arcs. 'Cause, like that's what happened with like the Supernovas and the 7 Warlords. Like he was originally never going to like I don't know this for sure, but I feel like I read this somewhere. He just introduces them and then goes into depth with them later, because like they introduced like Doflamingo like several hundred episodes before he would even be relevant. He's just he swaggers on with his silly looking walk, and then
It's silly.
people started liking how he played, so they focused on him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he got an entire arc.
Walk this way, gentlemen. Walk
Yeah,
this
but-
way.
Nah, but this matchup's cool as fuck. I'm going to be real.
That sounds
Yeah,
cool.
it does sound
I was
cool.
like,
I would
yeah.
I'd like to see them do a bending like elemental battle like with their new technology they have, their new artist
Exactly,
like
yeah.
talents.
This
Like
would
imagine
be an interesting
Yeah.
one to do.
like I'm imagining this with like Simone versus Kyle style visuals.
Yes.
Because I feel like that would give them a lot more freedom than sprites go crazy with the shapes and stuff.
And animation would be difficult as heck.
It's
But,
insanely
like-
difficult to imagine.
Yeah.
But like, there's a reason Gara
It's
versus
like
Toph.
therapists.
There's a reason that episode is considered to be one of like the worst aging ones because they tackled that idea like too soon in the show's life. But like now that they're at where they're at now and they're able to do like the sprite team is able to do like so much more like with their creativity, like getting across certain things that are kind of limiting in like previous mediums. I want to see how they would handle matchups like these now. And you know, preferably not an Avatar episode because I don't have faith in those in that franchise anymore on the show.
Damn.
I'm
So you're saying that
We'll
Aang
see
versus
what
the
Aang
Traveler is
versus
going to be
Traveler.
bad?
I mean, it's kind of a three
Oh.
strikes.
Well,
KO.
well, Aang versus Traveler is obviously going to be 3D, so that's a different story.
I mean, to be fair, Korra
Yeah.
versus Storm animation was not bad.
True.
It's not bad.
It has good
just-
good moments.
It's not
Yeah, it
bad.
has
It's just
moments.
the writing, from what I hear, is like not the greatest
Yeah.
for Korra.
Yeah, it just failed to
That's
pique
why,
my
that's
interest.
why I said the animation.
And speaking of writing, how do you think the dynamic between these two would play out? How do you think they would
it
interact
would
with
just
each other?
be like, again, I want to say it's just like a bit of edgelord type stuff, a bit of brooding, and then like when they get serious, that shows like they're doing this to protect their families, to protect their people. They're doing this because like they won't back down from something that's threatening them. And then like, because I know Katakuri had a moment where like one of his siblings gave him an advantage in a fight against Luffy. So basically what he did is like the sibling shot something at Luffy which paralyzed him, so Katakuri was able to stab him in the chest. Then when Katakuri finds out that his siblings gave him an advantage, he stabbed himself in the chest in the same spot to even it out because he doesn't want an unfair fight.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Is that what that's is that what that scar here is?
No, that's
No.
a tattoo.
Oh,
that's
His,
tattoo.
his wound
That
is
looks like a nipple.
well, there's I noticed
No,
like
one
there's
of his
clearly a
characters
wound
don't have
here.
nipples.
There's like above the nipple. There's like kind of a wound looking
Yeah,
thing
I
here.
think that's just a scuff mark.
Gotcha.
Also, I'm trying to. He's got a 10-pack like abs.
Oh.
Yeah.
See that?
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course.
that render-
Of
It's
course.
one
It's
piece
One Piece.
characters. It's
Have
just
you
like
seen like half of these
if the
characters
muscles
designed?
aren't big, the necks will be.
I like the idea of somebody having like a 128 pack and it just looks like a bunch of pimples.
I mean, have you seen like the
Ew.
light arrow animation? If
Yes.
I show all 20 abs.
Yeah, the Leon Kennedy.
Yeah.
Oh
that
no,
was
not your precious drip.
genuinely disturbing, but yeah.
I love Topspin Fuzzy's animation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
who do you
that
think would
would
win
help, though.
this?
It's
Like I
also
said,
like
this could start just like comically edgy, but then like slowly.
Do you think they'd have mutual respect for each other?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And who do you think would win?
I don't know. I
Good
don't
cat.
know. I don't
Well,
know
what-
enough about Naruto and Gaara to make a fair answer.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a preferred winner?
I know that I'm rooting for Katakuri.
Okay, there we go. That's what we wanted to hear. All right, yeah, I like this one a lot. Gar's a very cool character. One of those early season combatants that a run back would be really cool to see for. And obviously, One Piece, it's kind of criminal they don't have more characters on the show with how iconic that series is.
we've had like
be
how many Naruto
completely
episodes at this
fair.
point? Like 7 or 8?
I can't even
To be
count.
completely fair, One Piece is, I don't think, anywhere near done. So I imagine if they
But
want
we're
the
still
main
on the final
characters-
saga.
Well,
if they
yeah,
want the
but like,
main characters, they're gonna wait until they get like.
well, yeah, but there are
like
so
you
many.
said,
I'm sure there's so
like,
many
a
side
week
characters
later.
with like their stories finished that they could tackle.
True, yeah. I mean, that's why they did it with Ace.
Does Buggy have any matchups?
You know what?
Koga
I
from,
thought of
Oh my
one.
gosh.
I thought of one, and you know what? I'm gonna submit it.
Okay, all right.
I know of one.
Alrighty.
I'm looking forward to it. And while we look forward to that,
I know of two. one that I'm really interested in right now.
Cool. And while we look forward to that, we have another matchup to look at. And this is
yes.
this one.
submitted at the last second by Zeo, replacing another one. And
Very well timed. Yeah.
you better believe that that's exactly why I'm doing this. I want that SEO, baby. Tell us
That revenue,
about
baby.
the Drip King Aura Farmers, Lord Muzan versus... Fuck, I forgot his name. Sukuna.
Ryoma Sukuna.
I said it. You guys heard me say it first.
Imagine reading Jujutsu Kaisen and not knowing who Sukuna is.
I read that a couple years ago, and I stopped reading it because it became too confusing for me.
So, Ryomen Sukuna,
Steelers,
Jujutsu
Shut up.
Kaisen's King of Curses, versus Muzan Kabutsuki. I already know I got the last name wrong. The Demon Slayer's King of Demons. And basically, these guys are feared among the most evil of evil throughout their worlds. Sukuna being the most feared throughout the curses, and Muzan being the most feared of the demons from the Demon Slayer world. And these two, they have so much that we barely dived into. Like, Sukuna with, like, most of his other, like, curse techniques. And with Muzan, like, I don't want to give out any manga spoilers, but, like, this man has so much powers and other stuff. Like, it's crazy to think we've never seen this in the actual anime, and it'll probably be only shown in the movies. And which, by the way, I've seen the Demon Slayer movie. I thought it was alright, and that's all I'm gonna say because I'm not the spoiler guy. But great stuff. But this, at first, I didn't really think much about this matchup, but then as time went on, it slowly grew on me. And I know people have like other preferred matchups, like King Piccolo or that one alien from Ben 10, but like for me, I feel like this works thematically mostly, and I feel like this would be cool, especially if like Muzan takes Sukuna to the Infinity Castle, to where like he has control of the domain, only for Sukuna to turn things around with Malevolent Shrine, and just see where things can go from there. And honestly, I think this would be a very, very fun fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've been getting into this matchup recently. It sounds really fun.
Can it please start? Can the motivation be that one of them stole the other person's chair? It's just exactly the same as Ganondorf versus Dracula.
Sure.
I was like, what are you
I thought you were gonna say Mario versus Sonic.
Now imagining Muzan sitting on the throne of skulls.
Well, see, like I feel like that's how they would do it. They'd have Muzan like hitting the Sukuna pose that we all know and love, and
Finders
Yeah.
keepers.
so.
Yes.
I'll say,
I'm assuming my first glance Sukuna probably wins, and so like then he hits the pose at the end as like a parallel to the beginning, so people can be like, oh, that's like what happened at the beginning of the fight.
After he
I like how Death
flipped
Battle
with the-
fans are slowly starting to become smarter, that they finally know what a callback is.
It's like with
By the way,
with-
everyone calls it the Sukuna pose. It's the Lord Genome pose, and we all know it. He did it first.
True. I mean, I'm in fair. Yeah.
Anyway, please talk about this matchup more.
And what I really want to see mostly, I want to see Muzan try to use the Infinity Castle, because from what I know, I realize that when Muzan's like outnumbered and like when he's like outnumbered, he uses the Infinity Castle to like get an idea or plan or like separate his enemies. I want it to where Sukuna is like adapting to the Infinity Castle to eventually find Muzan and then like get the upper hand of him.
It is
I
such a
would
cool idea for a power, just like just a ever-expanding room with randomly generating paths and corridors, essentially like a mystery dungeon, and like trying to find your way to the final boss at the end. And I'm just imagining like what the right animation style for that would be, because like that's such a like massive like scale thing. You know, well,
I was going to mention earlier that from what I hear, actually, there possibly some buffs that might be coming for Demon Slayer, so this fight might actually be closer.
I thought Demon Slayer was done.
Well, no, it's done, but like the anime, like like visually when it like adapts.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
It can like buff some certain feats, but like in that regard, like that like whole Infinity Castle versus Malevolent Shrine thing, I think that fun climax would be like if Muzan wins, then like Sukuna just eventually he loses himself to the Infinity Castle, and then like he just gets like picked off like in a very like I don't know, like in a kind of like I don't want to say underwhelming, but kind of like in a yeah you deserve this bitch kind of way. Or but then like if Sukuna wins, there can be like a really cool thing where like he's falling through the Infinity Castle and then he's like domain expansion and then Malevolent Shrine activates and it just starts shredding through the Infinity Castle like one by one because like that's what happens in JJK. He like destroys the entirety of
Shibuya.
Shibuya, yeah.
Shibuya.
Oh, that's so fucking.
So like,
that's so fucking sick.
like,
Actually,
at the end of the day,
imagining,
that's
like,
what.
if he just like slashing through the Infinity Castle until he finds Muzan.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
that's what a majority of JJK matchups come down to. Can the other opponent, not from JJK, can they have an answer for domain expansion? And we've seen that happen both ways. We've seen a character who could not, the moment it came out, they were basically already dead, and then we saw another character who was able to overpower it. And so that's, to me, that's just like a fun idea to explore with like future matchups of that franchise. Because like, yeah, if you can't get through that domain expansion, you're fucked. And so
And the crazy
like
thing
finding
is-
the answers for that is really fun.
And the crazy
Yeah.
thing with Malevolent Shrine is like literally when Sukuna used it against Maharaka, it literally eviscerated the entire city of Shibuya. Well, not the entirety, but enough of a chunk to like, you know, call it like a giant crater.
So
And-
yeah, essentially,
Yeah.
this is kind of domain expansion versus Infinity Castle. Like that's the main question Death Val
That's
would need to
pretty much
answer.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Which
could-
one's
yeah.
stronger?
And I want the writing to go so far, and I wanted to go so peak into what
Yeah.
it can do. Like Sukuna just trying to find Muzan, and when he does, Muzan tries to trap him again through the Infinity Castle, but then Sukuna quickly activate Malevolent Shrine to finish off Muzan before he can have any other chance of like, you know.
Would Muzan be able
Pulling up
to? Would he be able to interact with Sukuna while he's trapped in the Infinity Castle, like some sort of megaphone thing?
I mean, maybe, but like most of the time while in the Infinity Castle, at least to my knowledge, I think mostly the time he spends hiding away, and when he does find them, he does try to fight. But
Interesting.
like, you know,
So
I
do
don't know fully enough about it, but like this is just to my knowledge.
So hypothetically, a majority of this matchup could just be Sukuna traversing the Infinity Castle, and like we just get little glimpses of Muzan like watching him doing it or something, or like trying to like strategize. So like
Yeah.
so having the movement be the main part of the action, and that like they would need to like make sure to get the right person for that, because I'm imagining something like the sequence from Miles versus Deku, you know, where Miles is going through the skyscraper for that
Oh
bit.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
But like
Oh, okay, yeah.
that shot, but for
Yeah.
the whole episode essentially,
pretty much, yeah.
which
Maybe,
what
yeah.
I don't know if they're able to do that right now, but if they could, that would be so cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
you never
Yeah,
know.
that
with
would be
Moro.
This is probably gonna be a Moro episode no matter what, because like
I don't doubt that.
Shigaraki versus Maito
Yeah,
was well
no.
received, and like I feel like this would also be like a perfect contrast to Tanjiro versus Jonathan, which was trying to go for a more like sweeping magic and also like emotional resonance in a way.
Fantasy
Yeah.
Like
thing,
in before we start getting the discourse over that episode's ending in the comments, please.
I-
please
All
I'm
I'll say
tired of
about
that shit.
Tanjiro, all
But
I'll say about Tanjiro
anyways-
versus Jonathan, there are parts of it that worked, others that don't. Moving on.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Anyways, back to what I was saying. This is like a perfect contrast where it's just like a constant sense of like
Dread.
not like
Yeah, dread.
yes, they are a farming,
Yes.
but also just a
Yeah.
constant sense of like where the fuck are we? And it's like menacing atmosphere, and it's so much. And like, though I do have a question: could Sukuna and Muzan actually fight each other in the Infinity Castle?
Oh yes, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If-
Okay, like he's stuck in a room, then Sukuna starts to adapt, and then like say like he opens a door or something, and then we just get to a shot of Muzan standing right in front of him, like catching him off, and then for like a sneak attack. That would be sick.
I'm assuming because like
No.
I'm assuming in a normal hand-to-hand, Sukuna would take that pretty easily.
Oh yeah. But,
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
you
but,
see
but
the
then
ex-
like, but then like when it's revealed that Muzan's ahead of him, he uses one of his like stronger like attacks and like catches Sukuna off guard.
Right, yeah. So it would be a lot more. It would be like kind of a. I feel like a straightforward fighting style versus a much more tricky one.
Yeah, but here's the
Yeah.
thing with this matchup: Sukuna is more like, see, they're both of them have lived there like for thousands of years. But here's the difference between Sukuna and Muzan. Sukuna, he spent most of his life fighting every Jujutsu sorcerer, while Muzan spent most of his life just hiding from the demon slayer, just trying to fight from the shadows one by one. He is strong, don't get me wrong, But compared to Sukuna, he's been fighting sorcerers for thousands of years more times than Muzan, you could say, for experience. So I could say they're similar in experience, but like when it comes to like, you know, fighting experience, I say that morally goes to Sukuna.
Yeah, I could see that.
Say, like in that regard, in terms of like an interesting idea for like the fight dynamic, like this is something I think they mentioned, something that the Death Battle crew mentioned, like if they would do this episode, is that like it'd be interesting if like they position the fight as like these are two, like, you know, like these are two like beings who have lived for like thousands of years, and like what if like in this potential fight they have been aware of that, and like this is them finally confronting each other, being like, yeah, I've known about you all this time, and I'm here to prove that.
Like I
finally
found you.
Yeah, finally found you. Prove yourself to me.
Dude, can I just say how easy it is to write villain versus villain matchups in comparison to hero versus hero matchups?
Yeah. like the best way I would describe like answer potential could probably be like on the same level. Like not, I guess, well, Black Adam isn't a villain, but like Black Adam Apocalypse, that kind of like banter, I'd say. These two, I would imagine.
Yeah, like Shigaraki versus Mahito as well. Like, because it's because like I can imagine them really hating each other.
Makes the fight more realistic.
Because like, listen, I love Sukuna. He has such an awesome and fun personality, and he's seeing his like really just like devil may care attitude like up against Muzan's like much more stoic attitude is a recipe for success when it comes to like comedic potential as well as badass potential too. And talking about what you were saying of their difference in experience, that could be like sort of his like big speech like towards the end, like right before delivering the final blow. And it's like you and I may have been around for thousands of years, but that's the difference between you and me. You spent all that time hiding. I spent it all learning how to kill you.
Ooh. So you grow up. I was literally thinking of like, yeah, Mahito's like, I can read your soul. You're just a scared little prince who's scared of the sun.
So accept this final lesson, and then bam, kills him.
Yeah.
And I will say for Sukuna, like about his voice, like as someone who's like mostly familiar with like the Jujutsu Kaisen anime, I do want to point out that Sukuna's Japanese and English voices actually have like very distinct voice directions. His Japanese seiyuu is more about like that like inner insanity and also for the love of the game, whereas like Ray Chase's Sukuna is like just about being the most vicious motherfucker on the planet. I do prefer the latter, but I reckon that there are some people who would prefer the former voice direction. But if Death Battle can find a voice actor who's able to do both at the same time, that I feel is like the best way to portray Sukuna on Death Battle in general.
Yeah.
Well,
and I'm just generally really happy that the Death Battle community can finally settle on a Sukuna matchup. As like he's pretty much like the anime version of Springtrap, Reimu, fucking Alucard.
This feels pretty definitive now.
Everyone. The majority of the people like
and Makima
Sukuna versus Muzan, but they just couldn't never figure out which Sukuna matchup to pick. And I'm in agreement that Sukuna Muzan is.
As we know, Death Battle is very good when it comes to casting in that sense, because we've seen how with Michael Kovac, his Goku is kind of like a happy marriage between Sean Schemmel and Masako X. And so they could do a very similar thing here, and I'd be very interested in seeing how they would approach that.
Yes, I also do think that this would be a very gory matchup. At least
for sure.
With Muzan.
That's another reason Moro would be a good choice, because he's very good at handling gore, as we were able to see with Shigaraki versus Mahito.
Trying to get Moro killed with all this animation.
Hey, it's not our fault, man.
It's not our fault that man is talented.
The man can cook.
All right.
Even in the animation, you only get punished for doing a good job by getting more work.
Exactly what happened to the guy who made Final Fantasy, because that was supposed to be his last game. And before
same with Mega Man. Like Mega Man 2 was originally supposed to be the last Mega Man game, but like
that's hilarious.
How many games that series has now?
More than 11, I can tell you that much.
Seven different specific Mega
Man
timelines.
Not enough.
Yep.
Okay, so
even then, Mega Man 2 was like meant to be more of a passion project rather than something that the team actually needed to make. But the game just did so well that they were able to keep going.
Yeah. in before all this talk about how Ash versus Yugi is Origin's baby, and then it just ends up being all animated by Moro.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I would feel low key bad for Origin if that happened.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like,
We gotta get Origin to
let him cook on a Yu-Gi-Oh episode for Death Battle, please.
Alrighty.
I would let him do that.
And speaking of cooking, our next matchup is Steve. It's your turn.
Ooh,
Is this a Kagurabachi mention?
It
Of course this is a Kagurabachi mention. Hold on.
and whoever the other guy is.
You put some respect on Rudo's name.
I have no idea. Please educate me.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. So this is Chihiro versus Rudo. Rudo is the main character of Gachia Kuda, which, since all that's been reading Soul Eater, is very Soul Eater inspired, by the way.
Ooh.
Throw that out there. Half of this segment's going to be me just shilling Kagurabachi and Gachia Kuda, to be completely honest. So just prepare for that.
All right.
So, both of these two mangas are some of the hottest, shonen battle mangas out right now. I would say these two are in a league of their own compared to everything else. And these two characters are a big reason for it. So, Chihiro, his father created 6 enchanted blades that were basically walking war crimes. And then his father ends up getting killed by the Hisoki, I believe. I just read the fucking chapter.
Yep.
I should know their names.
Not
I was like,
Ahsoka.
I heard Ahsoka. I was like, Hunter x Hunter mention?
Huh?
However, his father
What?
created the secret 7th enchanted blade, Enten, which Chihiro uses, and he's basically on a revenge quest to kill them all. Rudo is from a place known as the Sphere. However, he lives in the slums of the Sphere. So he is the living definition of one man's trash to another man's treasure. He loves collecting trash and hanging out with his father figure, Rigito. Rigito gets killed, Rudo gets bladed, and the Sphere, which is basically a giant floating island, their punishment for murderers is just to kick them off of the fucking island. So Rudo, as he's being chained up about to drop, basically says, I'm coming back to kill all of you motherfuckers.
Ooh.
Then gets dropped. Now, through those descriptions, you would think that this is just, your generic, revenge anime MCs. No, these two, the more we see of these two stories, the more we learn of, how good of people they actually are. Rudo just wants to make friends and protect everyone he cares for, while Chihiro legitimately wants to save people. And just, as those stories go, and just the banter potential these two could have, seeing that just, oh god, I'm running out of words. I love both these series so much.
Yeah, I'm curious about their dynamic. Do you think they'd have different ideologies clashing, or do you think they would have be kindred spirits right from the get-go?
In actuality, what would probably happen is Rudo, since he's very foul-mouthed, would probably say something to Chihiro. It's like, man, fuck you, turd face. You like saying turd face a lot.
Turd
And-
face.
Turd face.
Well, it's
Yeah.
unique.
If somebody called me a turd face, I wouldn't know how to respond. I would just be so surprised.
That's what happened. Chihiro would probably sit there and go,
The
what
most
hell?
effective insult.
Are the kid-friendly ones?
Family friendly.
You
Yeah.
clod.
Rudo's not family friendly, that's for sure. I forgot to say something about Rudo's power.
Oh, okay.
So, I gotta explain their powers a little bit. So, the enchanted blades are basically blades that have spiritual energy in them and can cast basically spells. And there's visual representation that the characters see and we see. For Chihiro, Entei, it's goldfish. The goldfish that he had as a child represent the attacks. So he has one that represents slicing, one that allows him to teleport, because that happened in a very recent chapter. Oh my god, that was lit.
Hell
And
yeah.
one where, oh man, I really just want to show panels because it's awesome, but I don't think I should.
Oh,
but-
yeah, you don't want to spoil anyone.
I don't want to spoil anyone. Read Kairobachi, read Gachia Kuda.
Are these both
Rudo's
manga?
power. What?
Are both of them manga, or is Ruda a webcomic?
Both of them are manga. Gachia Kuda's currently having an anime airing right now.
Oh, I
Gotcha.
think I did see
Ooh.
something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Long time.
So Rudo's power comes from his gloves, which are, not to get too much into spoilers, but his gloves were passed down from a specific person and part of the Watchmen series. His gloves, which he calls the 3R, reduce, reuse, recycle, any piece of trash, he can pick it up and turn it into a weapon. So, not just a weapon, into anything. So, one of the first times he does this, he picks like an amulet, turns it into the Lucky Charm, and he states, any person who tries to attack me with this, it will never hit.
And I'm sorry, you said that was Chihiro or Rudo's power?
Rudo. That's
Okay.
Rudo's power.
So is it kind of like Doomslayer?
No. Fuck no.
Oh, okay.
It's way different.
Okay.
Think more. So he picks up the amulet, and the amulet for a brief period of time was able to protect him. He then picks up at one point a tire and just adds spikes to that bitch and just starts swinging it at people.
Okay, hell yeah.
So he's basically transmutating the trash into whatever he needs for that current situation.
Interesting.
Which allows for a variety of offense and defense.
So yeah, it sounds like he takes trash talk to a whole new level.
Again, he'll call him a turd face. Like, that's just what is happening.
He argues with trash both physically and verbally.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
turd face pics.
That's fun. There you go.
Turd face
Dang.
pics.
I like the idea. By the way, he says turd face. It's like, is it like somebody going, "Hey, you fucking bitch, go to hell, you ass h." Like censoring the least the least vulgar part.
Yeah. There's also at one point he like picks up a broken keyboard, types some keys, and they're sent like homing missiles.
Oh, typing of the dead mention. Let's go.
Yes. And it spells out turd face.
That's my catchphrase after all. So
I just really like it because it just explores. It mainly explores like how these two are just basically two kids who lost a father figure and are just trying to make right in the world.
do they still want to get revenge? But like it's
no, they're still driving to get revenge, but they're not just blinded by rage MCs. They're like very compassionate and caring people. In fact, a meme in Kagurabachi was we kept calling Chihiro a fake ass emo bitch. You gave an orphan a hamburger.
Well, yeah, that's so. I guess that's sort of like the very interesting thing about this matchup. I can't speak for Rudo's case, but when Kagurabachi was like first announced, and like so many people memed on that like first cover and calling him like generic, like we were saying, oh, it's like this is the Morbius of manga.
Yeah.
But if anything, that kind of like speaks to the themes of these two a lot more, that they're more than meets the eye, and underneath the surface they're a lot more than just like generic anime protagonists who want to get revenge. And when you take that time to explore their layers, you realize how compelling and compassionate they are. And I would want them to talk about that in like the analysis segments as the main through line for this matchup. I love episodes with a through line. I think a through line makes episodes really neat and way more compelling. And so I think that would be the way to go about it here.
Yeah.
And
in case, if you're really curious about who wins,
I was actually just about to ask that.
Yeah, it's probably close, but. So the main problem with Rudo's power, he only has 3 charges per day.
Interesting.
So he's very limited. So I think it's like 60-40 Chihiro, because Chihiro's faster.
Is Chihiro a lot more straightforward? Like, is he just a sword guy?
He's a sword guy, but his sword has magical powers. He also technically gains a second sword and can use it to shoot lightning and create smoke screens.
Oh, I see.
But then that sword breaks in a very hyped moment. I'm trying my best not to spoil it. Kagurabachi is so great.
Fair enough. Interesting. Okay, so a very close match. Do you think if they did it now, like right this second tomorrow, would that be okay, or do you think they should wait a little longer for their stories to progress?
Kagurabachi ain't even at 100 chapters yet.
Gotcha. I see. So yeah, you're kind of planting the seeds for a future.
I'm kind of like planting the seeds. I do think it's kind of early for Chihiro. I think Rudo, you can get away with it. It's like almost 150 chapters for him.
I see.
But for Chihiro, it's like I kind of want a little bit more, not just power set, but I just want to see more of how the story goes. I think by the time the anime drops, because the rumor is that the animates are going to be developed by the guys who made Uma Musume.
Oh my gosh.
Uma Musume.
Side Games.
The horse game.
Yeah, the horse game.
Wow.
The horse game.
The horse game.
Horse game.
game.
Horse game. Horse game.
Force game.
Sequel to Squid Game. It's the American Squid Game. Horse
I was
game.
just-
Horse game. One more
More like
horse
horse
game.
shit.
Yeah, so what kind of voice would you imagine these two with?
I'm okay with Rudo's current dub voice, which is like angry but with the hint of sadness. For Chihiro, like he's a bit more straightforward and stoic. He's not as rambunctious as Rudo.
Okay.
So Chihiro's a bit more stoic, but like for very emotional moments, I want that facade to just fucking break. Because
Whoa.
there is a moment where he actually meets his father's killer, and his face isn't filled with rage, but just a sad child.
I could definitely see this working as a Sprite episode.
I would say
easily.
spritish, where like the main character, similar to a fucking Mob versus Tatsumaki,
Tatsumaki. Okay, gotcha.
because of just the effects of Entei and 3R.
Last Spritish episode we got was Among Us versus Fall Guys, and even then I've seen some people argue it should be called hand drawn, but yeah, that's a debate for another day.
But I would say spritish for right now.
All right, cool. Yeah. So you certainly got me hooked. I am gonna check out these manga like as soon
Me
as I
and
do.
Zach been telling you to read Kagurabachi for a while.
Well, see, I'm reading Soul. I'm about to finish Soul Eater and Tokyo Ghoul. Like Zach really wants me to read that one next. So after Tokyo Ghoul, I'll read Kagurabachi. How about that?
All right, okay. I'm getting more people to read Kagurabachi Gacha Kudo. That's my main mission with this matchup, to be completely honest.
All right, it's
Lit.
all right.
Finish the mission.
It's a deal, boy. Alrighty. And assuming that's all we have to say, let's go ahead and move on to our next one. And this is Werewolves.
sir.
This is
Here
the
we
one.
go.
This is the one that made me the most upset at the Tournament of Champions because so many people, I'm just going to say it right now, they made the wrong decision. This one absolutely needed to win that first round.
I
Scorpion
voted for
versus Wolf from Sekiro.
I'd
is-
agree with you, but
Honestly, I
that
did.
first matchup from that wave of the Tournament of Champions.
I mean, fair enough,
I
but
had
that's
to
you.
But yeah, this was my second pick.
It's like, nope. I mean, no offense to people who like Sailor Moon versus Madoka. I just think there is something. Remember how much we gushed over Logan versus The Last Ronin? This is on like a similar level to that because Scorpion,
Yeah, it could be.
he was on the show many years ago against Ryu. I still think that episode holds up pretty well, aside from the death, but that's kind of common for both of Ryu's episodes, so whatever.
Yeah, matchup notwithstanding.
Or honestly,
that's
just,
just
it's
flat.
not just common with MK episodes in general.
So yeah, Scorpion. I would love to see him come back on the show. He's super iconic, and he's one of the few MK characters whose power like scaling isn't in such as much disarray as others because of all the
Thank
Mortal
goodness.
Kombat 1
It isn't
insanity.
weird.
Fucking
Complicated.
timelines.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and it would be so great to have him come back with an episode that is actually thematic as opposed to just fighting game rivalries. So
In quotations, I'd say.
all right, so Behemoth, take it away. This is your matchup,
all right, let's
please.
go. So first, I want to give credit to MIKU and Apon for the thumbnail. I think it looks phenomenal. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, it's pretty much just what Carrick said. Like this is a matchup, like, or I guess like to get like the theme of the matchup across. These are two characters that are ninja revenants. Basically, they were warriors of ninja clans that famously. Well, actually, I don't know much about Sekiro, but like famously, like both of these ninjas, like they were part of clans that eventually would like they died and then they were basically reborn as like these kind of like spirits of vengeance, like yeah, kind of like spirits of vengeance, where like yeah, they basically go around like fulfilling like these like duties that like so long as they have like with the second chance of life, all for like the big like all for them to like have like some big reveal that like the person that did ruin their lives like is the ones that they were working for, and thus they ended up killing their not creators, but killing the people who brought them back, and thus forging a new path, like forging a new destiny in their respective worlds. And specifically, we're talking about Scorpion, like, you know, before MK1, because MK1 Scorpion is not Hanzo Hasashi, that is Kuai Liang. But it's just a very fun thematic matchup. I also like the animal connection, like Scorpion and Wolf. That's also pretty fun. But yeah, going back to what Carrick said, it's like Scorpion. He hasn't been on the show since season 2. It's been a while since we've seen. And also just been a while since we've seen like an MK matchup in general. Like the last one we saw was Shao Kahn versus Akuma back in season 8.
Which was an episode.
It was an episode.
It exists.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
like it do or not, it does exist.
It's very good at existing.
it's very good at existing. But yeah, it'd be nice to see Scorpion come back to Death Battle after all this time, and also just like MK in general, even though scaling for it can be annoying. And Sekiro, like I think that would just be fun because like I think the community overall has a very positive reception to Dark Souls versus Skyrim. So this would be a chance to get another Soulsborne matchup on the show.
Mm-hmm.
From Soft, because it's not like a Souls game.
Well,
from Soft, yeah.
It's in this one you can fucking jump, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. What I want for the voice actors with Scorpion, I want them to lean into Patrick's. Is it Seitz or Seitz?
Sights.
I want them to lean into Patrick Seitz's portrayal of Scorpion because that is one of the most iconic fighting game performances ever, and because of that, I know we've said his name a bunch of other times, but it's because he's been on the show so many times. Tom Schulk, like we've seen how he's played Dio, so like we know he's got those like raw screams in him, like on that same level. So that would be awesome to see.
I need to
Honestly,
know
I'd be
how
down for
he
that.
delivered Get over here. Get over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I need to hear that.
Get
Get
over
over
here.
I need to hear his get over here.
Yeah, like if Stephen Kelly can do it, like Tom Schulk can absolutely do it too. And and as for for Wolf, can we get another Heihachi moment and get a Japanese speaking voice actor to play him?
That would be cool.
That would be interesting, yeah.
I think that would be really, really fun. And I don't care if one speaks English, the other speaks Japanese. Like they will both, they know what they're both saying. Like so I think that would be a really fun way to call back to the game and like the culture and I think it would be cool.
Yeah, you
Let's
can have
do what
Scorpion
Dragon Sword
talk.
versus Mecha Godzilla did.
Yeah.
Wait, does Wolf only speak Japanese?
Well, there is like an English dub. I recall of Sekiro. It's just that Japanese is. Like,
I just think it would be cool.
The setting of the game is like in feudal Japan. It makes sense. But the thing is though, like in that sense, Scorpion is also Japanese. He also
you could have like a scene with them acknowledging themselves.
Yeah, so like
Japanese.
I think you could have Scorpion say some stuff in Japanese, but also because he's like spent a bunch of like in modern times and like with a bunch of people who do speak English, like I feel like that's sort of a way to differentiate the two of them and like their experiences, that one's bilingual and the other isn't.
The best way I could think of it is that, like, I know this is gonna be a really weird example, but in MK 2021, they did have like the movie 2021. They did have Scorpion speak Japanese, except for when he did like his iconic "Get over here" line. So like,
you
could
do something like that.
If they wanted to do something like that, that could also work. But also like just the idea of like him speaking English but also speaking Japanese, like going back and forth between those two, I think that could also work fine as well.
Yeah. So if we did that, we probably wouldn't get Tom Schulk as Scorpion because I don't know if he speaks Japanese fluently, but
he can work. Get him on Duolingo.
Sure.
I was saying, Patrick Seitz also spoke. Patrick Seitz also, I think, learned a bit of Japanese for Scorpion.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what I recall.
Oh, cool.
That's nice. So, 3D feels like a good way to do this one visually. It's like,
honestly, like if Torian can stick around, I'd want him to do this episode.
Has Torian actually worked on a Mortal Kombat episode? Like, was he on Goro versus Machamp?
I don't think so.
I don't think he
might have.
He's done Street Fighter and
he was
Tekken,
not.
so. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
isn't
listen, he's done
like
every
more
single
hand-
fighting game, like every other fighting game at this point on Death Battle. So why can't he do MK?
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't Torian morally a hand-to-hand type of animator when it comes to like fighting game episodes?
Yeah,
Or am I
exactly.
wrong?
Weapons though. I think.
Well, you could have like multiple times where Scorpion gets in close and does hand-to-hand
Okay,
combat.
I'm looking it up. Torian is not credited as one of the animators on Goro vs. Machamp. So
Yeah, I
there
knew
you,
that.
There you go.
Yeah, I was thinking.
The more
Anyways,
you-
back on track. I do want to say something about this matchup. I really like how it focuses specifically on the Hanzo side of Scorpion, where it goes into like his tragic backstory and like, you know, the good stuff from the NetherRealm era Mortal Kombat games,
Right.
like the good writing choices. But like, I do also want to say that Scorpion is one of the only characters anticipated to return that you can feasibly bring back a third time within at least relatively close intervals because of that. Because just to give a shout out to another Scorpion,
Oh,
You cut
that
out.
one is definitely more Scorpion.
we didn't hear. What was the other Scorpion?
Died
So,
already.
this will hear ya.
Oh, did
You
I
just-
cut out? Did
Yeah,
I-
what's the
Yeah,
third
well-
Scorpion matchup?
Scorpion
We'll never
versus Darth Maul.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought about that
that
one.
one is just absolutely more Scorpion oriented, where it's like so fucking vengeful that you just never fucking die. I still think that goes hard, but I would also want to see this one for like a more Hanzo oriented episode.
Yeah.
And like both would still be
Yeah.
distinct from like Ryu versus Scorpion, which was admittedly more comedy focused as far as Mortal Kombat rundowns.
It
are
was more like
concerned, especially-
fighting game mechanics.
Yeah.
The episode, which
Yeah,
is
more fighting,
it worked
yeah.
for what it
Yeah.
is, but let's give
Yeah, it
Scorpion
worked for
something
what it
more.
is.
Let's give Scorpion something a bit more meaningful, more like emotionally
I
resonant.
think that's why,
thematic.
in that sense, like that's
Yeah.
why I really do like Scorpion versus Wolf, because as Jonathan mentioned, like Hanzo is a character in Mortal Kombat that is like just defined by so much tragedy. You know, he was a member of a ninja clan who his father didn't want him to be part of it, but then he ended up doing it against his father's wishes.
the
he ended up-
Shiryu.
Yeah, the Shirai Ryu. He ended up witnessing his entire clan get murdered, and then he died. But then he was reborn as a revenant. He was born as an undead ninja who's out on a quest for revenge, only to find out that like the person who ruined his life was not actually Sub-Zero. It was Quan Chi, and thus.
Yeah.
In the NRS games, we finally get that like resolution. We finally get Scorpion being like, "Fuck you, asshole! You ruined my life. I'm fucking killing you, ass now."
Mm.
And
Yeah.
MK11,
Yeah.
like, despite how, oh my god, how bad MK11's story is, I
Yeah.
at least like
We don't talk about
the
it.
See-
conclusion
Yeah.
that we had for Hanzo. Not his death. His death is stupid. but
Yeah,
also
here's the thing.
conclusion of,
That's
Yeah,
my
the
biggest
conclusion, like,
concern.
him rebuilding his clan.
That's my biggest concern with this matchup. How the fuck do you end his analysis segment in like a satisfying way? Because
Mortal
he
Kombat
because
11?
he does not have a satisfying ending in that game. It's really
No.
stupid.
It's
Yeah,
really
Just
Yeah.
lampshade it. Just lampshade it and say that there's hope for hope for Hanzo in this new timeline. It's that easy.
There,
Or-
okay,
or-
fair enough.
Maybe,
or-
yeah.
or-
See,
yeah, 'cause,
yeah,
yeah,
you
Han-
do.
'cause
There's a
in
reason everyone hates
MK1
Devora, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
honestly, even though in MK1 Scorpion is not Hanzo Asashi, it's Kuai Liang, they still establish Hanzo Asashi. He's now an apprentice to Smoke.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there
Okay,
is,
yeah.
and like they do like they kind of allude to the idea in MK1 that Hanzo in that new timeline still has like kind of like anger issues. So like it could be like a nice kind of way of like saying that like no matter what, Scorpion's Scorpion's fire is eternal. His drive for
Okay.
combat.
There you go. Because
Yeah.
I feel like
even,
Oh.
or like I was gonna say also like even then like even how stupid his ending is in MK11 is, I can at least maybe the analysis for Scorpion could word in a way that like Scorpion grew so much that he inspires others to also not go down the path that he does, something like
including his literal past self.
that. But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I feel like in comparison, since Wolf only has one game, so because of that, it would probably be much more straightforward in when it comes
Well,
to
he's
writing
also-
that.
He's also getting an anime
Yeah.
next year.
Oh, sick.
Oh.
See, there you go. Even
Yeah.
even more of a reason to do this. Make it timely.
And Mortal Kombat 2 is coming
go.
out. Is it at the end of this year or is it at the beginning of?
Oh no, it's coming out.
I,
more
I think
next
it's
year.
Wait, what?
April.
Yeah, it's April next year.
Oh, MK2. Yeah. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the game.
the
I was
movie.
like,
They
what?
could-
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they could easily.
The one-
Mortal
one-
Kombat Legacy Collection from the Direct. Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Johnny,
Yes.
yeah, Johnny Cage, played by Carl Urban, which I'm still not sure how I feel about.
I think
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
I think he's
hilarious.
doing. I think he's doing
Yeah.
decently with
John-
his.
And
yeah,
before,
so
it's
far.
the more gritty and serious Johnny Cage that's just not funny or entertaining, but he's tragic.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
John
swears a
Johnny
lot.
Cage,
Where's-
played by a
where's even more
Kiwi.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Not
it's
nothing.
also,
Yeah. Anyway.
we haven't talked about it yet, but like also the debate for this matchup is like also really complex because given their nature as undead spirits,
Mm-hmm.
they can't die by regular means. Like, which then brings into like the fact of like there's only a very specific few win cons for these two because like Sekiro, his whole thing is that or Wolf, his whole thing is that he has weapons that are specifically tailored to killing spirits like Hanzo. However, Hanzo will always just come back from the Netherrealm, and but the same thing also applies for Sekiro. Like even if Sekiro dies,
Wolf.
he will just respawn or Wolf. Yeah, well, Sekiro's Wolf in Japanese, if I recall, but whatever.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, like they're all. It then like culminates in like this like kind of like question of like Scorpion can drag people into the Netherrealm, and the way how Wolf's resurrection works is that it has to be a place that's connected to like this divine dragon entity, and like since the Netherrealm doesn't exist in Sekiro, it brings into question if Scorpion drags Wolf there, would he be able to reincarnate?
Oh, that's a really
Like, if it
interesting.
locks them on.
That's a really interesting win
Wow.
con. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's also like
really cool.
with this matchup, it also inherently brings up MK stat discussion because like
Right.
do we give Scorpion like
Yeah.
oh he defeated Kronika who's like a keeper of time and then he becomes keeper of time like or like do we just stick to that like the more like grounded MK stuff?
Kronika,
Yeah.
one of the worst does nothing villains with all their powers ever.
It also
Yeah.
has an annoying boss fight. I hate that boss fight.
Man.
Yeah.
So yeah, like would we include
think that
like
as far as
MK1
Mortal
stuff
Kombat-
as well? Like for feats?
I feel like as far as the I feel like as the timeline chicanery is concerned, I think that for characters like Scorpion, you can just treat it like they would treat Fire Emblem Heroes, where we say, yeah, it's legit, but we're not gonna use it because we.
Yeah.
I feel like timeline stuff is only necessary for Liu Kang and maybe Shang Tsung.
Maybe.
Yeah, those two I
Yeah,
would say. make the most
okay.
sense for
Yeah.
that to be, like,
Rest in
like,
peace, Liu Kang versus Jago.
Yeah.
I mean, it could still happen, just minus out the whole
Fire
Fire
Thunder
God.
God thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck
I don't know if they
Fire
can
God.
though because like that's like such a big part of Liu Kang now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you could treat it like Booster Gold.
I feel like we should just
Yeah.
ignore bad shit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
don't know, I
enough.
think-
but
I
you,
think
you make
thematically,
it so
I
hard, Ed Boon. You make it so
Thematically,
hard.
Thematically, I do
Yeah.
like Fire God Liu Kang. I do like it. It's just that it also doesn't really go. There's not much happens with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Matthew Yang King, but anyway, Scorpion versus Wolf. This is a really cool one. I'd love to see them do cool ninja shit. I wanted to have a serene background, like maybe taking place in like a cool village with like wooden buildings and stuff, and like
We
have
were
them.
just talking about Tanjiro versus Jonathan. Like I would.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It'd be like that kind of environment,
Yeah.
but like.
What if you were to
more,
have
like,
it set
gritty,
in like the
like like a more gritty kind of like a I don't want to say black and white per se, but kind of like I don't know like the right like film thing to like describe it, but like it needs to have like a certain edge to it. For, like,
Yeah.
the term.
what about
Yeah.
like the fire
Yeah,
gardens
absolutely.
from MK11?
That'd be nice. Yeah, that would be cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to think of. Do you think Scorpion would be? Maybe he'd be sent on some sort of mission, be like a Wolf, like I'm here to like claim your soul or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
It would be
Yeah.
interesting.
And-
Or
and-
it'd be like,
Versus
or it
Maka
could be the other way
moments.
around of like Sekiro, like this is his next boss fight in his game.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then maybe you could do a Guts versus Dimitri thing where like whoever wins, they sort of like get a bit of character development, and they like that sort of is the catalyst for them becoming a better person.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they honor their opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make
I
sure
like
you
that.
set it
Cool.
up as well as Guts versus Dimitri.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
like if you're gonna do something like that, you gotta make it like where it's taking place in the timeline as clear as possible, like no like ambiguity whatsoever.
You
Yeah.
know, at the
Yeah.
risk of like wanking off to my favorite death battle episode yet again. Just remember, it is probably the only death battle episode that was able to get away with being in media res, because there was a clear level of effort to justify why they were fighting, and to make the emotional ending hit stronger.
All right. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I could see them doing something similar with doing in media res here as well.
Yeah.
All right. Scorpion versus Wolf. I am still so angry it did not get further in the tournament, but hopefully, this did get a death battle cast, so we know that they are interested in doing this one. So
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
though,
yeah.
Even if it did win, like it's that round, even if it did win that first round, I don't think it would have beaten Gru vs Megamind or Tom vs Wily.
Well, no,
Yeah,
obviously,
no.
I don't think it would have either, but still, the sentiment remains the same.
Yeah.
True.
So, yeah, Scorpion versus Wolf, hope to see you soon. And
A good piece of treasure found in the trash.
hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Now then, okay, so you guys remember that public poll I talked about last time?
Yes.
I made
I think so.
Well, I made a promise that Sans versus Judge wouldn't be the only one. It's time to talk about Barbie versus Hatsune Miku.
Let's go.
Okay, real quick, I want to say this matchup is literally be whatever you want to be the matchup. That alone is what sold me as it being my favorite for both.
Oh my god. Wait,
That's all I need.
where do we even start with this?
Who's got the better fit? Barbie. Let's move on.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess it depends on the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, Hatsune Miku. First of all, do we hire a voice actor or do we just have her be vocoded?
Vocaloid. Absolutely.
Yes.
If she
Vocaloid.
speaks with an actual
now.
voice, immediate 0 out of 10.
Or maybe just like get a voice actor and have it be vocoded to their voice.
Oh man.
Fits
That'd be
Yeah,
EPA.
fire.
basically that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do not want to hear words. Coming out of
You signed the waiver. You agree to it.
Yeah.
Barbie. I have a very interesting history with Barbie because I have an older sister, 2 years older than me. So
Same here.
yeah, and I don't know if you have a similar backstory, but because of that, I grew up on a lot of the stuff that she liked, and because of that, I liked it by proxy. So we had an old VHS player, and we played a lot of those Barbie VHS movies. Specifically the Nutcracker, the Princess and the Pauper, the Swan Lake one, and the Rapunzel one. Those were the main ones that I grew up on. And so because of that, I have sort of a nostalgic connection to Barbie, weirdly enough, and I don't think that's a bad thing because, like you guys said, Barbie is she's an inspiring figure for everyone, and I think they really did a good job getting that point across in the Margot Robbie movie as well, which fantastic film, by the way. Barbenheimer was such
solid.
a very fun phenomenon. Like I loved watching those two movies back to back.
Yep.
And Hatsune Miku, I'm gonna sound so uncultured when I say this, but I did not know who Hatsune Miku was until the Sonic Riders fan dub when she appeared in that at the end. And
Thankfully, that's why you have me here, because I have something of a history with Vocaloids in general. Because I have a cousin who was absolutely hooked on Vocaloids.
Ooh.
He showed me an entire 10-page essay on the lore of Vocaloids, and I was just into it as well.
Nice.
Like, I haven't really ironically, I haven't really played a lot of like the Hatsune Miku games that she's in, or because like I haven't really played too many like music games outside of like DDR, because I'm still a basic bitch in that regard. But I know the Vocaloids. I know about Hatsune Miku. I know about Rin. I know about the goated fat ass Kazune Teto. I know about plenty of other Vocaloids, including the male ones for that record.
Okay, so
like,
is a Vocaloid just is it a toy? Is it like an auto-tuning toy that lets you make a song?
I think so, but like it can only be held by certain people. But like you also have like fan-made versions of the Vocaloid, so I guess it might be open source or something.
So is it a digital thing, a physical thing, or both?
Probably digital.
Okay.
Cause like you have like fan-made HATSUNE MIKU covers and like fan-made covers of other Vocaloids singing other like Vocaloid themes, like male versions, female versions, some official, some unofficial.
HATSUNE MIKU is a very interesting character in the sense that she is a very iconic like figurehead, a mascot, and she's constantly like making cameos and like little things throughout. Like she even got a mention in the Godzilla analysis for that reason. So it puts in
Fortnite, I think.
Yeah, it puts into question
She's in Fortnite.
And Sonic Racing.
A big question is this one of those episodes where we literally include everything? And I do mean everything.
Yeah,
We
Absolutely.
No.
include
Okay,
everything.
okay. We did a debate month with this as the finale. We gave them everything, I'm pretty sure.
Oh man.
You got it.
And who
These
won?
two bitches are in everything. Let's give them everything.
I don't remember. I have to look real fast.
I'm gonna lean morely on Miku winning. I don't know. I just feel like she'd have more.
Yeah, it was
I don't
Miku.
know much about
Miku.
Marvel.
Yeah, I want Miku to
Oh,
win. too,
Miku won.
because
Nice.
Miku.
That's a based
Yes.
outcome in my opinion.
Because yeah,
Because like another little brief history, like those who know will know, but I'm just gonna say this, those who don't know, well, look up the context for yourself, but I will say I was introduced to Finnish folk music through Hatsune Miku.
Oh my.
how does that work?
If you know, you know.
Okay.
I don't.
I don't
I
either.
Right, fair enough. So how did they fight? I know Barbie has like some superhero stuff, like she's been to space and shit. Does Hatsune Miku ever fight? Like what are her what are her feats? What is she?
Well, technically, Barbie almost never fights either. So,
Well, I mean like cuz like she's got some sci-fi and like super spy stuff, you know.
I get it, but like Hatsune Miku does actually have tangible feats that affect like the cosmos and such. So,
I
like,
would
and
love
Vocaloids
like
in
this.
general.
I would just love the start of this fight because I have to imagine Barbie has had like a singing like movie at some point. I would love the start of the fight.
Yeah,
to just
yeah.
Be like the the fight between Scott Pilgrim and the twins from
Oh,
the movie.
yeah.
I want it to be like that. Like, the start.
This would be a very good
Like,
like excuse to do a
music
musical
battle.
battle, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Werewolf would very much shine on something like this, where the music is intrinsically tied to the combat, and I think making it a musical battle would also help the fight dynamic work better, like having it focus more on the pretty visuals and stuff, because I don't know if like seeing these two like punch each other in the face a bunch like really fits these two and like what they stand for. So making it a bit more of a passive battle in that sense would be probably more fitting to them. And
Absolutely.
and also like just like keeping the good-natured tone of it in case a little girl does stumble on this episode, which
A little girl looks up Barbie and gets
Don't worry,
hit
don't
with
worry.
the death battle where Barbie dies.
she gets hit with like the beam of evaporation that happens to fucking Kaiba and Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like
Yes. I wanted to say beam struggle with Barbie's wand versus the Miku beam as the climax.
yeah.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
Hatsune Miku! Can it start with Boomstick being like, Hatsune Miku, what are you doing here?
And I just love all the recent memes of how like they low-key portray Hatsune Miku as like this eldritch horror.
Yes.
Story, yes, I love that. I love it so much.
It's just like Kirby.
Miku is everywhere.
Miku.
Okay, so the Hatsune Miku beam comes from a song called Magical
in your Wi-Fi.
Cure Love Shot.
Yes.
And this is very funny, and it's by Hatsune Miku and a band called Sawtown. I like that name.
Yes, sir.
And she
Look what I put in the chat.
oh let me I gotta see this.
What did you put? Precisely how
alright.
this would go.
Remind me to put this in the edit this in the video.
Yep.
God damn. Honestly, yeah. No, I think I think this would be a fun one with Wiz and Boomstick in particular, like the analysis segments for them to just like going back and forth on all the crazy stuff they've done, and like maybe by the end of it, Boomstick like has a bit of a character arc of accepting his more feminine side and being like and maybe even having start out like, Wiz, can we please do Barbie versus Hatsune Miku? My daughter won't shut up about this stuff, and I want to try and relate to her more. So I think this is my only way of like figuring it out.
I mean, to be fair, like. Wiz and Boomstick are canonically Hatsune Miku fans.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah.
Miku
By that,
fans.
and Hulk vs. Godzilla previews.
So and
the Godzilla one.
it's like I know Hatsune Miku well enough, but like Barbie is a different level for me. So like this is the only way I know how to express myself.
That's a good one.
Can we do in Tekken 8, like how Kazuya has just like a bunch of shoes? Can we just have like Wiz be like the biggest Barbie fan and have like an entire collection of Barbie dolls? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like, oh, you don't understand, Boomstick. Collecting Barbie dolls is how I've learned about the human anatomy for my experiments.
That's how he met his wife.
You what?
That's how Wiz met his wife,
Oh
fucking collecting Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
Imagine if this is an Excalibur versus Raiden situation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, would this be
oh,
like a
could they be sponsored by one of these companies?
Sponsored by Vocaloid. Oh my God.
And then the Vocaloid company considers the death battle to be official media now.
Hell yeah. By the way,
I don't know if the head of Barbie wants to
Doesn't
promote
like
their
Miku
characters.
cost like
Yeah.
an insane amount of money to actually guest star in something?
Not
Well,
sure,
not that much.
because
She's
he
in a
did
lot
show up in
of
Fortnite.
She showed up in
But I don't
Fortnite.
know.
I mean, like,
granted,
official-
Sega
I mean,
owns
Well, like
official
Fortnite has like a shit ton of money as is.
Yeah.
Fair.
at this point, we're kind of celebrating anytime a character
then
gets
again,
into
like,
Fortnite
how did-
because, like, oh hell yeah, new 3D model to use. Except for
There's
Godzilla.
There's also this like there's also this like indie game that like isn't super well known called like Crypt of the
Necrodancer.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That
That's
did
pretty
have a
well
Hatsune
known. That's a
Miku
cult
co-op.
classic indie.
Yeah, I think the Cadence of Hyrule crossover helped a lot of people put eyes on that game.
Yeah, I mean, granted, whatever. Yeah. Sure.
Well, because like
Then again,
personally, I didn't know what Crypt of the Necrodancer was until that Zelda crossover came out, and I'm glad it did come out
Yeah.
because I like that game. It's very fun.
I knew about it through Hatsune Miku, so yeah.
it's got a bop. I love those types of soundtracks.
Imagine Death Bell gets a huge boost in viewership because of Hatsune Miku.
And
Yeah.
fever shit.
Hatsune Miku will take over the show.
Viewership.
No more Death
Oh,
Battle,
viewership,
just
gotcha.
Miku.
Like, guy, I'm hungover. I'm trying my best.
No, it's
Like-
okay.
I just had like I don't know if y'all remember Death Race when they had like the episode of Death Race where Kit took over Wiz.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was thinking,
Have Wiz become a
He would
vocal?
take over.
Become a Vocaloid?
Wiz.
Yeah, Wiz becomes a Vocaloid or something like that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, like
The-
that. No, it would be like the.
Why am I in the scientist?
It would be like the sound wave.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I think having it be a concert setting, it's like welcome everyone to the double feature of Barbie and Hatsune Miku, and because it's like you asked about if she'd had any singing movies, and she did. It's called Princess and the Pop Star, and it's a modern version of Princess and the Popper, which is very confusing.
Like Barbie.
Very confusing to do that by the way, because the entire point of the original Prince and the Pauper story is a rich person switching lines with a poor person, but in this one it's a princess and a highly successful and renowned pop star who is already rich. So it's like,
Let's go.
did you guys just do it for the pun?
Probably.
Yes.
Also, most tragic thing about that movie, by the way, is Ashley Ball voices the pop star, but she doesn't get to sing any songs.
What? That is
really,
criminal.
it's really funny.
Wow.
It's like, damn, guys, you know she has a music career on the side, right? You didn't have to do her like that.
That's actually crazy.
Oh, and I wonder if they can also implement the Barbie treehouse, because I heard that it's like basically the TARDIS.
Interesting.
Barbie
Yeah,
tree.
there's a movie where like the dream house is spiraling out of control, and it's just like all the shit it has is like functionally what the TARDIS can do as well. Where like
That'd be
looks
funny.
bigger, looks way bigger on the inside than it does on the outside, and where it can just switch, like, you know, switching rooms around and like adding new rooms, shifting the floor and shit. It's the most ridiculous fucking thing ever. So if like the concert, imagine if the concert took place in the dream house the whole time, and that's why all the floors are like starting to shift, why they're constantly going to new rooms, and then like during the climax they like burst out of the fucking dream house.
That would be cool.
That'd be funny.
Visually, I'd like it to be that it's both of the characters are 3D models, but all like the powers and stuff they use are like hand-drawn visuals. So like going back to that musical battle thing, having it be like it's like almost motion capture the way they move, because like those original movies were all, you know, motion capture, because like they were actual ballerina dancers that they based it off of. But like having the musical bits of their for lack of a better word, weapons going at it, having it be like crazy hand-drawn stuff going around and like making references to their history and stuff, and just having this be a tribute to like the history of these two. And
So you're saying Hulk versus Broly, but for girls?
I guess.
Yes.
Like,
Like that was
wait.
also a 3D episode with a lot of hand-drawn assets.
I guess we don't have too many feminine battles, and we haven't had
Not that many good ones.
We haven't had a girl versus girl matchup since Phoenix versus Raven was the last one?
Phoenix versus Raven.
I think it's
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, I need something to fix the. Oh my god.
And I think the last female character we've had on the show is Cortana, technically.
I mean,
Yeah.
Wow.
do we
Oh, and
count
well,
the
there's
Hulk
Ruby and
versus
Maka coming.
Oh yeah. Do we count the news reporter in Hulk versus Godzilla?
Goddamn Bennett.
Yes.
I mean,
That far.
Ruby Maka is on
Nabbit
its
news
way.
reporter.
Well, Ruby versus Maka isn't out yet.
Maka
That's
is coming out.
Oh yeah.
it's not out yet at the time of this recording.
Yes.
But yeah, Barbie versus Hatsune Miku. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to get off their chest?
This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
This would be a fun episode.
This would probably be like the Among Us versus Fall Guys for me.
Yeah.
It's like a matchup that is so unconventional, but like I know I'd love it.
And for Gumball
Yeah.
Viking too. Shout out to him. Can we get a W for Gumball Viking in the chat?
How would the death play out? Like, are we really just gonna do the beam struggle thing?
Yes.
And have Barbie?
Yes.
Do we have?
Yes.
I guess.
You love the beam struggle idea.
No.
You will learn to love the beam
Do we?
struggle.
Do we?
death.
Do we have Barbie going? Ah!
Wait. Hang on.
Miku's just gonna
Hang on.
brutally beat Barbie to death with a leak.
I
Oh my
the
God.
leak.
Actually, no. Hang on.
I turned.
have an idea.
I did the
have an idea
chocolate
for
rain
the
thing by turning away from the microphone to scream.
Actually, I have an idea for like the quote unquote death, where it's not where like, yes, they do the beam struggle thing, but instead of actually showing one of the characters like losing it, it just like bursts to white and then it fades to the projector, and then like instead of like actually showing the dead combatant, they just say, and the winner is this character, and this like
Yeah.
a first prize screen. Like neither of the characters show up. Well, actually, like I guess like the winner can show up, like falling and waving to the crowd, waving to the crowd, saying thank you, and such.
I guess that way you could also keep it ambiguous if like it was also just like part of the act, you know? So that
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
fair enough.
so that way a little girl watching it isn't just like, oh my god, what did they do to Barbie?
You see
No,
that
next week
smart
we'll
girl
watch
on the
super
inverse.
good
Oh my
and all,
God,
and
what-
I'm just really
Look at
that
person.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
yeah.
smart and that's smart and good and probably accurate. But I want Miku, after brutally murdering Barbie covered in blood, to continue her singing act.
Oh, Star versus Star Butterfly level.
Imagine Miku just pulling off a Mortal Kombat fatality on Barbie.
So,
Well, I guess we did say this was Among Us versus Fall Guys, so we could get as gory as that one.
Yes, we don't have HATSUNE a Fortnite.
We don't make you doing the default dance, all right?
When this
No, I
episode
see that now,
comes out, I'm gonna make a duality of fandoms meme. So on one side it's like a little girl crying saying, "No, my Barbie died," and on the other side it's like a 40-year-old neckbeard going, "No, Hatsune Miku died."
Oh my gosh, you had to say neckbeard. This matchup is freaking insanity.
All right, Barbie versus you know what? I used to push for Peach versus Barbie. I'm good with Peach versus Zelda now, as doing that as a rematch, and now Barbie versus Miku.
Right side of history.
Yeah. I'm convinced. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
As long as they acknowledge that Princess and the Pauper is peak fiction, Martin Short is hilarious in that movie. No, the first one, the actual Pauper one they did.
Oh, okay.
Martin Short voices the villain in that, and he's amazing. He has a line.
What do you mean Martin Short was in a Barbie movie?
Yeah, he voices the villain in it, and he has a line where it's like, "Hello." It's so good.
Wait,
like
it's
no,
like the devil from Cuphead.
like genuinely, I wouldn't be surprised if he was inspired by that performance. Fucking look up a Preminger compilation. He's one of the best. He's one of the best villains in history. Like when he realizes his plans aren't going the way he wants, his reaction is ah. What, did that even come through on Discord?
No, it did.
It did.
Okay, good.
I think it did, yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Alright, let's move on.
All right. So, Barbie versus Miku, super fun. Love it to death. But now we are moving on to our members only. And for this one, I am stalling because I need to pull up the list one more time. Okay, this is from Kinjiro X101, and they are.
Hey, he's one of my members too.
Oh hell yeah! Thank you, Kinjiro, and thank you for submitting this matchup: Flowey the Flower versus Slay the Princess.
Okay.
Another Undertale.
I have to
yeah.
play Slay the Princess.
Me
because
too. Me too. I've heard.
I've heard
super good.
so many.
I'll
good
watch
things.
someone play Slay the Princess.
Yeah, so that's what I was kind of worried about. Has anyone here actually played Slay the Princess?
I know the premise of it.
I've
at
heard
least.
enough people talk about it to know what it's about, and like.
And the creator
yeah,
of the game is
this
actually a
matchup
Death
works
Battle
so
fan
well.
and has a membership.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right.
pretty.
The cast that they talked about this matchup, they showed up in the chat as a member.
That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. Because,
Yeah.
see, this feels like one of those ones that is esoteric at its core, you know? Because we were talking about how with Sans, for example, his whole thing is breaking the rules and all that. But, like, Flowey, he takes that to a whole different level. The way he messes with your save files and, like, takes on this Eldritch Abomination form on each of, like, the neutral route endings. And, like, when he, like, gets into his, like, Chris Dreamer form and...
Asriel Dreamer.
Asriel Dreamer, my bad, thank you. And
Chris the human.
Chris, yeah. He becomes, like, just this insane monster with, like, these incredible rainbow powers and, like, messing with the functions of the game. And I wish I knew how that dynamic played with the princess, because I know that she can't. It can get pretty dark in that game, but I don't know to a good enough extent. So could someone please speak on that for me?
I think that I think that based on how the princess works from my understanding, like, Kinjo Rex, I know you're watching this. Please, like, do a better job at pitching this matchup better than we can in the comments. We will pin it. We will heart it.
Yes,
we will
please.
respond with a thank you. We may or may not give you a cookie, but either way, we will very much appreciate
We'll
it.
figure
But
some way to deliver
I
it.
don't know if a cookie's in the budget, but we'll make it work.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We'll figure it.
Anyways, so, like,
We
from
will
the
make a
premise of
cookie.
how, the premise of how
Are getting
Slay
paid?
the Princess actually works, it's more, she has, like, it's more ambiguous. Like, you don't immediately know that she has all these crazy, like, time and reality warping powers. And so like I think that would make for an interesting contrast with Flowey, who's like monster forms are like much more blatantly eldritch and like horrific and such, and like have clearer powers. So like I think that could be a neat contrast.
Yeah,
I would definitely say that like Flowey, there's a lot of also ambiguity with Flowey because it's I don't even know if I would say heavily implied, but I'm pretty sure it's like just straight up confirmed that before Frisk falls into the underground, Flowey was the one who had control over like just like all of reality. Like he was the one who was able to like create save files, like reset the underground and such like that. So like in that sense, like there's a lot of mystery, a lot of mystery behind these two in terms of their power sets. It's just that like as you mentioned that like once we factor in like Omega Flowey and then Azrael Dreamer, that's where like their powers become a lot more, or that's where Flowey's at least his powers becomes a lot more like blatant in the sense of like I can just do whatever I want because it's funny.
See, Flowey is one of my favorite video game villains, specifically because of the way he interacts with the player and the way he taunts you. And one of my favorite lines of dialogue from that game, it's activated when you kill Toriel and you reset the game and go back and save her. And then when you meet Flowey again, he's like, I know you killed her. You couldn't live with that choice, so you went back. But I know you did it, and I'll never let you forget that. It's like that right there.
Fun to just erase mistakes.
Like that does such a good job setting up the kind of character Flowey is. And it would be so interesting to see like that personality portrayed in Death Battle. Because, okay, I know we talked about how with Undertale characters, we want them to do like the sound bites or whatever for them and just have it be text box. Flowey, I'm not gonna take no for an answer on this. He needs a voice actor.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
He absolutely needs a voice actor to sell like that cutesy, like a howdy, I'm Flowey the Flower vibe, and then just like give the coldest, like meanest, just like raw, like you idiots. I want some like Robbie Damon levels of like Two-Face, like able to like play those two sides perfectly convincingly, and having that go against like Princess and just look, I think that would be really, really cool to see. I think out of all the Undertale characters on get on Death Battle, Flowey needs to have a voice actor. I don't think it would do his character enough justice to have it just be a text box.
Again, Death Battle, my DMs are open.
Exactly.
I think
or since like the creator Slayer the Princess is a Death Battle fan, just like have them help out.
Yeah, this could be a good one to have the voice actor, like the official, have the official cast for Princess here.
I would even add to that it's funny that you did mention Sans. Like, yeah, I think Sans should 100% be text boxes. I think with Flowey's one of the only characters in Undertale that does have like an actual like voice line.
That's a wonderful idea.
Wonderful idea.
There you go.
Like, yeah, so in that sense, I think it would be interesting if like they did take that approach of like there's sometimes he has text boxes and then other times where it's like he actually does just full on talk. Like he actually
the Eggman versus Wily thing.
That'd be good. Yeah.
The Eggman Wily, yes, basically like that.
But as an intentional creative
I was
choice.
just thinking like it starts out with text boxes until Flowey does the heel turn.
Yo, that would be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
I could see this being a similar dynamic to Mob versus Tatsumaki, where Princess, like, in the beginning, she's, like, on the back foot and, like, playing defensive mode for most of the time, but then, like, eventually Flowey pushes her over the edge, and, like, that's when she goes into, like, time to teach you a lesson mode, and that would be a fun way to play, and then, like, having Flowey, like, get more and more scared as it goes on because of how powerful this random human is that he was not expecting, because, like, that's a big part of his character, that he becomes, like, in the genocide run, he's like begging you not to kill him. It's like, there, I killed him for you, see, we're friends now, right? And then just like followed by like him getting like just brutally massacred.
Please don't kill me.
Yeah, something like that for sure. Like, I know we already talked about this episode, but, like, you know, the Mahito thing of for all that talk, you were a coward in the end. It makes sense for him, because I think they said that Princess probably wins. from what I gathered.
I
Yeah,
don't
because
remember.
from what I've heard,
Yeah,
Princess
I don't know.
might
Not
have
sure.
some other forms that could just counteract Flowey. I think. I could very much be wrong though.
Yeah, I would love for them to play around with the animation style as well, like having it start up as like sort of a storybook thing, like something similar to the beginning of Undertale, like maybe have a princess like roaming through the flower field and like text box saying like it was just a normal day, and then she fell down a hole and then she met a mysterious flower, and then the graphics like change like throughout as they're talking to each other, and like it feels like an Undertale game at first when with the dialogue like when they're first meeting each other and Flowey's like trying to pretend to be your friend, but then
And
like
then
as
there's
as it gets
there's
more
a good,
eventually
there's like a good idea that like in that same way that like Undertale like opens up like that storybook style.
Yes,
there's a
exactly.
part where, like once Flowey goes like crazy, we like cut back to that they do like when the Omega Flowey boss fights where they have like there live two people, human and monsters. One day they all disappeared without a trace. Like to like really show that like Flowey's going all out. That could be a perfect escalation.
So I think it would be really cool for them to play around with the budget of the animation, like having it start off like super cheap, just a bunch of stills and just like very archaic graphics, just like Undertale. But as the battle escalates, the animation quality keeps getting better and more dynamic and more interesting and more creative. And I think that would be a really cool way to visually represent this battle. And
No idea why you guys are talking about this. It's just a flower versus a princess. There's nothing suspicious about either of these two characters.
As far as I'm concerned, the flower picks the princess picks the flowers.
Yeah, he loves me, he loves me not.
Princess wins because she has gardening tools.
Steve, you literally just said, "Calm down, it's just a drawing."
I did it for the meme, you know it.
Yeah. So I do need to play this game for sure because people have been talking about Slay the Princess forever, and but even so, even though I haven't played this, I think that there is a lot of potential with this one, like having it be one of the most creative and different battles they've done in the entire show. And I love Flowey as a character. I think he's an amazing villain and so tragic as well when you learn more about him. So I want his analysis segment to make me cry because his story is so goddamn tear-jerking. And so yeah. I'm getting a little misty-eyed just thinking about it, honestly.
It does make me wonder though that like would we want this to be Undertale's first episode on Death Battle? That's
I think Sans versus Judge, with how much it's been talked about more, I think that should probably be first. And because Sans is and also Sans is like kind of the poster child of Undertale at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
So because Flowey versus Princess is a little bit newer as a discussion, I think it makes sense to save that for a little bit later.
Like have it be like the third matchup after like maybe Frisk gets on or something.
Yeah, because I know they probably might do Pearl versus Undyne as well. You never know.
Yeah,
that would be
I guess the only reason why I suggest that is because of like what Flowey represents and like just like the overall story of Undertale. It would be interesting if he was the first Undertale like character on Death Battle, because like in that sense you can touch upon like how Flowey's how Flowey basically reacts to the player across all three routes. It would be interesting in that sense.
Yeah, Flowey's basically just like he covers all the routes. Sans would basically just be like genocide.
Yeah. Well, you'd be able to talk about his story with pacifist roots. He's a pretty cool guy, but oh man, if you mess with him, then that's how they lead into the battle in the genocide route. But that is interesting to think about, because I also seen Papyrus versus Gonzo getting a bit of a push lately, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, it's a funny matchup.
Funny,
So I'm not sure. I'll leave that one to Death Battle. I'll let them decide what they want to do first, and I'm sure whatever they decide on first, it will feel right in the moment, because they've gotten a lot better about debuting franchises and like picking the right character for that. So yeah, Flowey versus Princess, good shit. I know that they're probably gonna do it at some point, so I look forward to when it comes out. And
yeah.
So, thank you all so much for joining us on this honestly one of my favorite. This has been one of my favorite episodes we've done so far. We've covered a lot of crazy ground here. So yeah, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Take care.
Bye. And thank you, Kinjo
See
Rex.
ya.
Yes, Gidro Rex, thank you for the matchup so much.
And cue that outro.
Bye.
Stay determined.